Okay, so now we have our main destruction. What we're gonna do is to add a lot of detail because we want to have a lot of more of rock pieces who fly everywhere, but we can simulate everything with chaos. It's gonna have too many details, so we're gonna fake it with Niagara system. To do that, I'm gonna add a small rock into my project. So I go to Quixel. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. I want a locality because I'm gonna use it as a particle. We're gonna use a lot of these meshes. So I need to have less polygon I can. So I go back to my folder, gonna save everything. So I'm gonna create a niagara system. I'm gonna start from an empty system. I'm gonna call it like small rocks. Gonna save it. I'm gonna add this in my scene. So we need a good performance. We're gonna set our system in GPU. I'm gonna set fixed bound. We're gonna use meshes. So up, take it, this one, here. We're gonna spawn in burst. No, we're gonna spawn with chaos. To get this, you need to enable a plugin. I guess it's like probably Chaos Niagara. Yeah, you need to enable this plugin. So we're gonna spawn from Chaos. We can connect our Niagara system to Chaos with this. So I'm gonna explain more. What we want is to pick up in the scene which geometry collection gonna spawn. So I'm gonna say this is a user parameter. Gonna save. So now if I go to user parameter, I get the new chaos destruction data. So I can say where we got a collision, you spawn particle. When there is breaking, when part break, you spawn collision. And for the trailing, when you know when a pieces of chaos of a rock through in the air, it can spawn some particle. You can use it for smoke. What we want for the moment is a breaking data. I want to add a lot of rock when we have an explosion. I don't want not just on the spawn of man emitter, but during all simulations. So I add chaos here too. Okay, I don't set the size of my rock, so they're probably gonna be huge. Okay, and I don't connect. Not cool. So I set on breaking data, but I'm gonna take my concrete. Here I need to notify to Niagara we have some break. And as you can see, now we have rock spawning into the simulation. What we're gonna do now is to have a decent size. We need some very small pieces. So what I'm gonna use is je mets scale. I want random uniform, let's say. So now what's the side? Okay, it's much bigger. Let's say we want 0.01 and here 0.1. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's small pieces. Now I want a random orientation of my mesh when they spawn. Random, okay, perfect. And I want add a direction during the explosion. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add some velocity. I'm gonna add gravity. But as you can see now, they go into the floor. So what I'm gonna do is to add a collision. So here the deal. When you add a collision, they spawn into a mesh. So here now we have we just have like 3 or 4 particles. It's ridiculous. We need a lot more, but as they spawn into a meshes, they don't spawn. So what you're gonna use is a distance field because we have a lot of animation and the distance field is not refreshing fast enough, so it don't know there is a collision on each of these parts. So the collision, the particle can spawn, and we have a nice collision when we hit the floor. I'm gonna add like a random move for the impulsion at the beginning. Like this, some pieces go more far, some others no. As you can see. but we need a lot of more particle. So how we gonna do that? Because we don't have the control of. I never use this. I don't know what happened. Let me show. Hmm. What we're gonna use is a spawn count min max, and I'm gonna say to check more frequency because I use slow-mo, so I need very fast. I need the particle spawn very fast. Okay. So here is how many break you can calculate with this frequency. Gonna add more. Okay, so now we get our simulation. I just change a bit the slow motion, and just need to notify we want some breaks on the marble too. Up. So we're gonna have some particles spawning from the break. Okay, so now we're gonna add some fluids. Probably the part the most expected. So how are we gonna do that? We're gonna use the small rocks, and we're gonna say, okay, you project some fluids. To do that, I'm gonna create a new system with the 3D gas dust explosion. It's gonna be my fluids. So I'm gonna use this emitter. So how does the fluids work? The idea is you have your fluid Niagara emitter is connected to a driver, particle driver. For the moment, this is this one, but I want to use this one. To do that, I mainly need to set the fluid source attribute. So I'm gonna hide this. We have a problem because I don't set my density like on the emitter. I'm just gonna remove the density. I need to be in GPU, it's okay. So to connect, I just have to say this is not this one now, this is mine. So I'm gonna use empty. I'm gonna remove this. It uses sprite, so I'm gonna use sprite. But I don't want render them, I just need the information. So I don't use this now, I use sprite design, probably better to add a bit of random. So now if I put this emitter here, the simulation is only rendered into this box. So I want to set the data source and the breaking data like the previous small rocks. And now if I hit play, as you can see, we start to have some fluid simulation. And after tweaking a bit the shader, you can have something like this. Clearly can be better. So you can say you want this light the fluid, because by default there is no impact on it. To do that, you take your fluids and you go to here to choose the light you want to add. It's a bit too strong. Okay, so okay, and we probably want to fake another light to simulate the indirect lighting on the fluids. You can only plug 2 lights into a fluid. But with a regular setup, you can just set your directional light. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any question, maybe I can answer it into comments. So have a nice day. Bye bye.